everyone, it's Talina. So I am making a rose oil with the flowers that I got from Valentine's Day. At least I'm trying to. So I dropped some petals, but yeah, this is a candle jar that I've received, well, I bought actually. Good for the hair and the skin. And so I have extra virgin oil. And so the steps are pretty simple. You just like put some rose petals from roses. Like I got mine from the Valentine's Day. And so what I'm gonna do is pour this extra virgin oil into this little candle holder. I have multiple candles, so I mean I could use these. And so you just pour the extra virgin oil in there, and then you mash them. I don't have that many things to mash this with, but I'm just pouring it in there so that way you use most of the virgin oil. And then so what it'll do, once you like mash them with something, you could use like a rock or, you know, one of those they call the masher, like a bean masher. And so I'm gonna do that and then pour some of this in there, and it's making your own remedy pretty much. So then the oil's in there. This is what I'm making. And then so what you do is I have a jar for pizza sauce, and I'm going to pour this in there. And what you do is you get a pan and you boil water on the stove, and you put the rose petals into the jar, put the lid on it, and then boil the rose petals on the stove. And it comes out to be like a rose oil. And then once that's done, then you put the rose oil into the sun. And so I'm really into more natural remedies than, you know, the chemicals that we have in our foods, or just some of the chemicals in our lotions. And so I'm learning how to do things without, you know, that are better remedies instead of what we use generally. So I'm probably not the best thing to use, but I'm using a fork. So that way I could mash that in there. I wish I had some actual oil scent, but I don't, and I have to wait till I get paid to buy some more. So, but yeah, I'm doing this and then I poured a lot of the olive oil into here. It does smell like vinegar, or not vinegar, but yeah, olive oil. But then I'm going to boil this. Sorry, that's my cat. She is curious, and I dropped olive oil, so she's trying to lick it. So, and then let's see. So yeah, I took those roses and I kind of destroyed them so that way I could make rose oil. But I'm going to do the video filming like the rose oil being boiled, but I just wanted to show you kind of the beginning stages to that. And this is a new way that I'm putting my videos. Hopefully, I don't think I'm looking at the right direction when it comes to that. So, but yeah, rose oil, and I had a bunch of petals, and just trying to mix the roses into this oil so that way they get soaked up. And then so what'll happen is the oil will take on the scent of the roses that I put into the jar. And then so let me grab my other jar. Be right back. As you could tell, I have a jar, but this is the moon water or sun water that I made. I'm really into holistic type of properties. you know, other remedies besides taking medicines to go to sleep or to, you know, wash your hair with. My sister actually got me into being more holistic and not, you know, using the chemicals, because our foods and then our lotions, our body washes are filled with chemicals to keep them preserved. So I don't know, I just would want to try to make rose oil. It's a DIY type of project, and a lot of people make it for themselves. And then if you buy rose oil, it can be kind of expensive for the person who's buying it. So, but yeah, I made that, and then here are the stems to the roses that I broke down. I don't know, I kind of had this urge to make it and to put it in a jar in the sun and stuff, so that way it could be soaked up, like the olive oil could soak everything up. Who knows? Maybe I could find something to mash down all of these roses so that way it's soaked up by the olive oil. Alright, so I am getting the roses and putting them into this jar, and as you could tell, it's kind of messy. Ooh. I don't have a table that I'm doing this on because I don't have a table downstairs, but as you could tell, I'm putting this in the jar. And I'm going to boil this in there. Oop, I dropped some on the floor. Who says doing a DIY isn't very, what is it called, messy? Alright, so this is empty now. And now we have the roses in here. So now I'm going to boil this, but I gotta wait for the water to boil. Oh, it's so messy. Of course, it's an oil. So it's in this jar now. So hopefully you could see that. And the oil is kind of collecting at the bottom. Trying to get as much of the petals into here as possible. And I'm going to put the lid on, possibly go upstairs and rinse this off so that way. Alright, so there's that. And then I gotta wash this too because it has olive oil in it. Oh, my hands are so messy. Alright, so there's that part of it. You are loved, you are loved, you are strong, you are capable. The Mercury in retrograde has really been messing up my speech this past few weeks, so hope you have a good day though.